answer is Frodo Baggins. Mermaid one. I know what I'm doing. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kelly. We're here to talk about books, and I haven't made a video in eons because I am consistent and good at the internet. So, you know, I figured let's just do something ridiculous today. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna put my face on and do my hair and talk about things. I've pulled up the TMI Book Tag. I haven't looked through the questions. I probably won't answer them all. It looks like there's a lot, but I'm just gonna talk at you about book things, and I'm gonna make myself conventionally attractive while I do it. And this will be a new experience because usually on this channel I look like a gremlin, which is basically my general aesthetic anyway. But you know, I might try something new now and then. What am I doing? I'm just gonna start with the questions because I otherwise have nothing to talk about. The first question is, what fictional character has the best style? I don't have an answer to that question. You know what? I'm gonna go with Frodo Baggins, and I'm gonna go specifically with his super dope outfit when he's in Mordor. You know, he's got like orc pants on and stuff and like an orc helmet, and I just think that that's like really a look, especially considering his stature. Like, I think it really works on like the tiny little hobbit boy. I think that that was like a good decision on Sam's part. I think, you know, for that last leg of their journey, Sam really pulled out all the stops, making sure Frodo looked like super good. Okay, question number 2 is your bookish girlfriend slash boyfriend slash fictional crush. How many answers am I allowed to give for this? I have to go with the OG, Fred Weasley, my original fictional husband. Fictional, does that mean just books? That does narrow it down. Oh, there's Cardan from the Folk of the Air trilogy, who I'm embarrassed to like, but regardless, I do anyway. I just can't help it. It's out of my control. Mr. Darcy is an obvious one. Oh, the girl from Into the Drowning Deep. Why can't I remember her name? She's like the main character. It's not in the description of the book either, so yeah, I have no idea what her name is. Oh, Emma from Emma by Jane Austen. And then lastly, I'm gonna go with Sansa from A Song of Ice and Fire. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's incredible. I think she was the only one who got the arc she deserved in the show, first of all. And like, Sophie Turner definitely helps. She's beautiful, but Sansa is just like, she's so badass, and she's so, like, people hate her because, I mean, let's be real, they hate her because she's, like, feminine. You know, she does her best, and yeah, she, like, starts out kind of crappy, but, like, the character development is just, it's so good, and she goes through so much, and also just, like, she's gorgeous, and I love her, and I don't have to explain myself. Biggest slash longest book on your shelf? Probably Les Mis, which I have not read. Either that or The Count of Monte Cristo, which I have read. I am not going to check. I'm just not. Okay, we're skipping a couple. 7, do you have any book-themed jewelry? Ooh. So I believe these are the only 2 that I have, like, easy access to at the moment. It's the lock from Newt Scamander's briefcase, which I don't really like those movies, but I like Newt, and this is adorable. The Even Star. Oh no, I am such a bad Lord of the Rings fan. I still haven't finished the 3rd book. It's fine, everything is fine. I do also have a couple other, I have like the Deathly Hallows necklace, I have the Golden Egg necklace, and I think I have another one. Oh, the Time Turner. I have the Time Turner. Those are all packed away somewhere. I don't know where they are. I was gifted a lot of Harry Potter memorabilia. Oh, there's a look. I looked like a Cocker Spaniel there for a moment. Book OTP. Sophie and Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Sophie is such a sassy, like, no-nonsense kind of person, and then Howl is just this lazy sack of garbage, but he's so perfect, and I love them both so much, and I think they're so perfect together. I think they're so sweet. And I recently read the 2 sequels to Howl's Moving Castle, and in both of them, like, Especially the second one, because I did not care about the second one at all, except when Howell and Sophie finally showed up. And then in the third one as well, like the best of it was just when Howell and Sophie were there, and like they're so fun with each other, and the way that they interact is it's funny and it's wholesome and it's sweet, and their level of like how well they know each other and how much they call each other out while still like loving each other with their flaws and everything. Like they're so sweet, they're so good, and like I love them in the movie too. Obviously the Ghibli movie is incredible, but I feel like in the book it's just another level. Like they're just so cute, and I love them. I love them so much. Number 9, favorite book series. I'm gonna cheat and say Lord of the Rings, even though I haven't finished it yet, but I am fully confident that that is how I'm going to feel. Next we have favorite standalone, and I don't know, but I'm going to say The Secret History, because that book fully messed me up. Like, I loved it so much. I have little to no criticisms for that book. I just think it's the perfect version of what it is. I think it achieved all of its goals. It made me feel a lot of things, and every time I think about it, I feel it all over again. But I'm going to give an honorable mention to Little Women, which I know has sequels, but like, let's be honest. Little Women is Little Women. And also The Traveling Cat Chronicles, which I recently made a review kind of video of, featuring my cats. I'll link to that. Is it this way? Up here. Since when do you read books? That is a strangely worded question. I've been reading as long as I can remember. From the moment I could read, I was reading those little storybooks and chapter books and stuff. I've always been big into reading, but it's been more of a defining characteristic probably since I was like 6 and I picked up Harry Potter. I think that was the first time I read Harry Potter. But even before that, like I was very, very into like the Cam something. Oh, I did this in another video a few months ago. I was trying to remember what they were called. Cam Jansen books? I don't know, where she has like the photographic memory. I loved those books. Magic Tree House, that was my jam. I've definitely gone through periods where I haven't read as much, particularly in college, funnily enough, while I was getting my English degree. I didn't do a lot of reading outside of for school, but it has always been like the thing that I love. Which Hogwarts house are you in? Ravenclaw, obviously. So we're going to start my face now, and I just want everyone to understand that I don't know how to do makeup. All of the products that I have are at least a year old, probably more like 2, and I don't want anyone coming for me because I don't know how to do anything. I don't care. And that's that. So there. The next question is quality you look for in a book. I'm even going to put my hair up. Do this correctly. What quality do I look for in a book? So characters are big, and prose is also, I'm a bit of a prose snob. It depends. Like, I don't need the prose to be super beautiful, but when the prose is clunky, it will kind of ruin the experience for me. It pulls me out of the book a lot. And it depends. Like, if, I don't know, if I'm very attached to the world or the characters or whatever, I might be able to overlook clunky prose, but it's hard, and it does remind me that I am reading a book. Like, when the prose is awkward, I find myself just constantly, and my editor brain turns on, and I just want to be, I like want to edit as I'm reading, and that drives me up a wall. Aside from that, I mean, something that'll really make me feel things. I like to cry at books. I like to laugh. That's actually what it kind of impresses me the most, is when a book actually makes me laugh, like out loud. That's very rare. I have no idea. I just like brought all of my everything out here, and I don't remember what's in any of this because I don't wear makeup anymore at all, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably know. I usually don't even wear it for videos. I have this mermaid one. We're gonna use this one because I bought it, and then I probably used it like 3 times. We're not putting primer on because I don't own any. Should I be telling you what colors I'm using and stuff? I kind of don't want to. I'm gonna put glitter on my eyeballs. I don't know where to begin. Sure. What was I talking about? I don't know. I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Favorite book quote. That's the next one. I don't think I have a favorite book quote. That's so specific. Oh, wait, you know what? I do have one. Okay, I just looked for too long and I couldn't find it, but it's somewhere in the second Lord of the Rings. Pippin says something. He says something. I'll try to find it and I will put it here. Favorite author? I don't know. Favorites. Why am I doing my makeup in the viewfinder? That makes no sense at all. How long is your mourning period? That depends on so many things. Least favorite book. Ooh, I have a few probably that could qualify. This lighting is not good, right? Like this is not like a good. You know what we're gonna do? Okay. Did that make a difference? Maybe a little. Sure. You know what I really didn't like also was those Wizard's First Law books. I read like too many of them. Way too many of them, and no. Oh, Aragon. Hate Aragon. Sorry. And The Chocolate War, which I had to read in high school. And I don't really remember why I didn't like it. Like, I don't remember what it was about it that made me hate it so vehemently. But I really did. Like, I hated it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just, like, packing different colors of glitter onto my eyelids right now. I have no idea why I'm doing this. Oh, I forgot about my pineapple. This is also shiny. And also new. And also basically untouched. We blend like amateurs because that's what we are. We're gonna do this. If we're doing makeup, we're doing makeup, and this is where we're at right now. I cannot see myself in this mirror. I just want you all to know like how garbage I am being right now. I cannot see what I'm doing. There we go. That's slightly better. It's like a rainy day and everything. Like there's no light in here, and I don't have good lights to shine on my face, so we're really just doing our makeup in the dark right now. And that's fine. That's the quality that you can expect from me. I think I'm gonna have to stop talking for a moment to do eyeliner. Oh my god. I never wear eyeliner, and when I do, it's like a tiny, like I put a little line. I haven't winged an eyeliner. I don't know how long. All right. The reason I joined Booktube, just to give myself something else to not actually do. I'm very good at starting projects and not finishing them, which is why the book that I recently finished is the only book I've ever finished, even though I've been writing for 14 years. How old am I? 15 years. I've been writing for 15 years. Oh no. I would like start a project, not finish it, and then start another one. And so my point being, to get back to the question, which this has nothing to do with anymore, yeah, I guess I just joined Booktube because I just wanted another thing that I could do very inconsistently and never actually commit to. So you're welcome for that. Name a scary book. Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I don't read a lot of scary books in general. I don't, it's just not, doesn't tend to be what I... Rude! No consideration whatsoever, honestly. But yeah, so Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant is like this thriller, adventure, sci-fi sort of thing, and it's about like killer mermaids, and they're terrifying, and they're just like in the ocean, they're just down there, and I don't like them. Also, my foundation is gone. I don't have any that matches my skin anymore, so we're not putting it on. So instead, we're gonna just put on some tinted moisturizer, because that's the same. That's the same thing. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm telling you, I don't want to hear it about what I'm doing in my face right now. I know that everything is wrong. I know that everything is bad, and I don't care, because this is not about you. It's about me, and you know what? I'm gonna look okay at the end, so it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Last book that made you cry was, what was the last book I read? Either Lord of the Rings, because I've been crying at that like pretty much every time I pick it up. It makes me cry, which may be why I'm not picking it up as much, because it's very emotionally draining because it makes me feel so much. Or The Traveling Cat Chronicles, which made me like sob. Like I am a crier, but that book, sorry it's so loud. It is so loud. But yeah, that book like made me cry like way more than usual. A little bit traumatizing, but like in a good way, you know? Very sweet. Nothing happens to the cat, by the way. If you're like concerned about reading that book because you think I was crying because something happened to the cat, I hate to like spoilers, but it's not really that kind of book. It will make you cry, but it's not gonna make you cry because like the cat. It's not the cat. I'm gonna stop now because I probably already have said too much. I feel nervous about putting more on my face. I'm gonna take my hair down now because I'm tired of this ponytail. Last book you gave 5 stars. I don't know, let's look. The last book I gave 5 stars to was So You Want to Talk About Race. That book was so good. As someone who's already like kind of fairly versed in like social politics and all that kind of stuff, it was like a very good refresher. And I think that if someone was like just getting into conversations about race or any kind of conversations about oppression and privilege, it would be a very good place to start. It's very like comprehensive and very forgiving and very thorough. She manages to be understanding and forgiving while also not letting people get away with their privileged behavior and their racist behavior. It's a very good balance, and she's very like, she's just so good. It's so good. Book you're currently reading. I am currently reading I'm listening to the audiobook for Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, which I am very much liking. I'm not that far into it yet, so I'm not really sure like if this is going to change, but right now it feels like a lot of, not quite narrative summary, but kind of, like it's just sort of, but I think that's just like we're getting through the beginning of our main character's life, whose name I forget because I haven't actually listened to it in a little while because I was busy. So I think once we get through this, like the beginning part, it's not going to be like that anymore, which I don't super mind it, but I'm also like, I'm not getting very attached to him because I'm not really seeing that much of him. Like I'm just getting these little summary bits of like his life and his education and stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, but when am I going to actually get to know him? Because I don't yet. I'm very much liking the world, and I like the idea of him as a character. I need to get to know him a little bit more. Last book adaptation you watched. It actually might have been The Secret World of Arrietty, which is a Ghibli movie, which is based on The Borrowers. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was that. A book character you always wanted to talk to. All of them. Aragorn. I would like to have Aragorn at my my like celebrity dinner. If it could be like fictional characters, I would have Aragorn. I think he would be a great dinner guest. Or just like for tea. An author you always wanted to talk to. Alive or dead? I'm going to say alive or dead, and I'm going to say, I think I'm going to say Jane Austen. Is that who I'm going to say? I think so. A book world you want to live in. I mean, I know the easy answer is Harry Potter, but it's also true. Also, Middle-earth. Also, not a book, but Avatar, The Last Airbender. That is probably, of any fictional universe, that would be the one, I think. Like, that is just, it's just cool. Well, okay, only if we're talking about, like, the actual show, but if we're going into, like, Korra sucked and I hated it. Avatar itself, but, like, without the whole, like, genocidal Fire Nation thing, you know? A book world you don't want to live in. A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. Screw that. Absolutely not. I would not last 2 seconds in that world. I would be dead immediately. Yeah, it just doesn't sound fun at all for anybody. Like, the best case scenario is still awful. Also, First Law, same deal. Like, just would not survive, would not make it. Oh, another one? Whatever, I don't know what it's called. Whatever World the Black Company by Whatever World the Black Company by Glenn Cook takes place in. I never finished that series, actually. I still have a couple more to go. I quite like those books. It's been a while, but I just remember every time I picked up those books just being like, this world is miserable. Like, I felt so grounded in that world, and it was miserable. And I think that's why I ended up putting them down and never finishing, was because just being in that world just didn't feel very good. Like, it was just, it just kind of sucked, like, all the time. So it was just like, what am I doing here? Even though the characters are really cool, I like the world as, like, a concept, and I think that the magic system and stuff is really cool. I have very vivid memories of the little deaf girl. I don't remember her name. There is a lot of weird stuff, but that's not the point. The point is, I would not want to live in that world. It sounds horrible. Last time you smelled a book. Last time I went to a bookstore. We're skipping. Do you write? Yes. Favorite magical item? Oh. I don't know. A wand? Like, something that could just let me do magic. That would be sweet. Yeah, I guess. I know that's a lame answer, but it's an honest one. Favorite book fandom? Definitely Lord of the Rings. No competition. The Lord of the Rings fandom I have found is, like, I know that there's a lot of, like, gross, like, people get a little bit too serious about it. We're gonna put lipstick on. I'm a little bit afraid of this. And I am not gonna recognize myself. As a whole, I feel like the fandom is very, like, accepting and just very excited for other people to love the thing that they love. I definitely noticed that with my first video where I was talking about Lord of the Rings and, like, how I was finally reading it for the first time, and, like, how I always loved the movies. I've seen them tons of times, but I never actually got around to reading the book, and all of the comments were just, like, so nice, so just, like, excited for me to be reading it, suggestions of what particular stories in the Silmarillion I should read, and, like, oh, here's something you might like, here's a channel you might like that, like, talks about Lord of the Rings and whatever, and I just loved that. I just loved it. It was so supportive and fun. Like, it was just so nice. People who love Lord of the Rings just love Lord of the Rings, and they want you to love it too, and so they get excited when someone else loves it. That's my theory. Good fandom. A+ fandom. How many books do you own? That's the last question. I don't know. Probably not that many. It's been a while since I've had, like, all of my books on a shelf. I just have one little shelf, and then the rest of my books are under the bed in boxes, but it's probably not that many for someone who loves books as much as I do. So yeah, I don't know how many, but someday, hopefully hundreds, and they're all going to be well loved and creased and written in and all that good stuff. I know some people just got really mad. Anyway, that's it. That's all the questions, and my face is done. That was actually pretty good timing. I thought there were, like, gonna be more questions, and I was just gonna be sitting here like, okay. This is what my face looks like now. And my hair is straight, which kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm, like, having a moment. I feel like I'm 20 and, like, in college again, because this is what I always looked like, and I'm not into it. Thanks for sticking around through this nonsense video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Sorry that it's been very noisy and loud and cars driving by. It's also raining, which I feel like just makes the noise louder, but whatever, it's fine. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, I guess.